Hey y'all, I'm back. So let's just get right into it. We have not yet, at least on this particular channel, talked about Diddy's mom. Now, I have heard through the grapevine that Janice is not even his biological mom, but that is none of my business. That's just what I heard through the streets. Now, I'm of the firm belief that monsters are created. Now, I'm not saying, because I wasn't in their household, I'm not saying she created a monster, but it does look like she created a monster. Okay? So, don't take my word for it. Let's listen to what some of our family on the Tickety Tickety Talk had to say. And then, of course, you already know I'm going to share what I think. All right? Turning on. Oh, man. I move my setup. Everything's everywhere. Okay.
I ain't seen all these takes about Diddy in this documentary. And nobody want to talk about the fact that his mom is the originator of these freak-offs. She's the reason he the way he is. What you mean you was 12 years old up until 3, 4 in the morning talking about do that dance? They got a bunch of drinks and substances floating around, a bunch of pimps, ball players, everybody getting down.
See, and this is something I agree with because from the research that I've done looking into other celebrities and things, it seems like, and just other people in general, people whose parents ask them or force them to perform at adult parties for their guests typically have traumatic life experiences. Now, hear what I'm saying. This is not like, oh, you're at your family reunion and your mom and her friends are out and, you know, like at the family reunion and they tell you, hey, go show your auntie that new dance y'all do. Show them your new dance. This is not that. This is a grown folk party. Let me tell you something. My family, when in my mom's friends and stuff, when they had grown people's parties, we were at a different house. The children, we were not there. We weren't even in the building, much less being asked to perform in front of drunk people who were having a party in someone's living room. And they said she had a dance floor in her living room. Now, listen, would I have a dance floor in my living room? Absolutely. I think that sounds so cool. I'm just stating also that the other side of it, we have to really pay attention to because what else is that child being exposed to? And typically, I'm not saying that this is their situation because we weren't there, but from other people's stories, when their parents ask them or force them to perform in front of adults at adult parties, typically they have experienced other types of trauma too. And that's just facts.
All that shit right in front of your kid. Your kid, I know them type of mamas. Them type of mamas be like, yeah, go in that room with that girl so I can make you a man. So you whooping him, making him fight at school, outside in the neighborhood. And the way they described it, he fight, you didn't put his hands up, he biting, scratching, he raised like one of
when the dude said that he didn't like throw hands, he was biting and scratching and clawing and all this type of stuff, like that's rage. That is anger. That is real like gutter rage. He curses a lot, so we're gonna skip past his video, but y'all should finish watching Neighbor Alki. He's pretty lit. Like what he was saying, I totally agree, but I don't feel like, I'm not really an editor and I don't feel like weeping out all of his words. So on to the next.
And then the whole time, Diddy's mama was literally the person that made Diddy.
Period.
Like she's the reason he is the way he is today.
Exactly.
Blame the mama.
Exactly.
You can't tell me she wasn't in them freak-offs with him. You can't.
Yes, 999 Fireheart notebook. Gotta get that Fireheart notebook, put some respect on her name. But no, on some real stuff, like, I was saying the same exact thing. Okay? I was saying the same exact thing. His mama is part of the problem.
Tell me she wasn't there. She was there front row center, probably get her, yeah.
Yeah, because that reminded me of that video when he was like, when his mama said, flat. He said something about she can touch the floor standing up, something like that. And she said, flat. And I said, what? Wait a minute. And then something that also caught me. Now, you might have missed it because when I heard in the documentary, I was like, whoa, Nelly. When Little Rod said that Justin and Diddy were at the F-offs together. That's what he said. I heard him say that. Like, and I rewound it because I was like, wait a minute. Did he just say what I think he said? And that's what he said. So it's one of those things where it's like, if what Little Rod said is true, and we don't know if what Little Rod said is true though, that's like high key, like some incestuous stuff. Like let's just put it out there. That's like high key wild. And so I think that these are very important topics to discuss. And also, like, Diddy was a bully, but we're gonna get into that a little bit later because we have 2 more videos to get through. But we're in agreement.
So in that documentary, okay, so the mom really the villain in this fucking story.
Literally.
What do you mean? You had pimps and all that around him at a young age.
Exactly.
Substances, all that around him.
Exactly. And here's the thing, like, we don't know what her experience was to make her think that this was okay, and so then he brought it to his children. You know, like, this is some generational stuff. These are the curses that plague the culture, period. Because it's easy to point fingers at the Diddies, but are we pointing fingers at the creepy uncles? Are we pointing? It's easy to point fingers at allegedly creepy Diddy's mom, allegedly. But are we pointing fingers at the creepy aunties? Are we holding the relatives who do this weird stuff accountable? Are we holding, if you have, hopefully you don't have any friends like this, but if you do, you know, like, what's happening? Because let's not sit up here and act like this is exclusively pertaining to Diddy. You know, there's some weirdos out here in our world as well. So, you know, let's keep that in mind too. We have to also protect our children, period.
Sex around him.
Exactly.
And you see why he's doing these freak offs. Y'all see why the way he is. It's the mother fault. That's why I say it always starts at home with the kids. It's the mom fault the way P. Diddy is.
Yeah.
Y'all think, oh, she's so this and that. She's so sweet. Nah. Shawty the reason he's like this.
And I think she's from D.C. That's my guess because of her accent. But I agree with you, girl. Okay, let me go up here.
They spent all this time giving us his backstory, talking about how his mom was abusive. He never knew his father because he was murdered. And he was like this corny, dorky, nerdy kid with the Gumby fade. Point blank period, Diddy was a loser who ended up getting money. We know so many lame people. We know so many lame dudes. Y'all, we know these men. They get a little bit of money and power, and what's the first thing they do? Abuse it. All these people knew it.
And here's the thing. I want to be clear here because I'm definitely not a man hater. Women do this stuff too. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to be misunderstood as a man hater because that's not the case. Women do this stuff too. But the point is, like, this is why my mom said you have to learn how to out crazy people. Because Diddy knew who to do this stuff with. He didn't F and treat Mark Curry the same way he treated those other people. And Mark Curry left on his own. Most of the people in that story were kicked out. They would have stayed and did his good graces. He kicked them out. They didn't leave. Not everybody, because I didn't do a full background of everybody that was in the thing. But from what I saw, most of them people he kicked out. They didn't leave on their own. And I'm not judging them because I was not in that experience. I have no idea what it was like for them. So hear me there. But I'm just saying, Mark Curry left. As far as I heard, as far as I know, Mark Curry left on his own. He knew who he could mess with and who he couldn't. And that's why it is important that people learn how to out crazy people. Because just like that man followed me in the grocery store, right? The other day, he didn't know, like, I see you and I'm not afraid of you. Like, I'm crazy too, dude. Like, you really want to do this at the grocery store, man? Are you for real? And so some people have that and some people don't because they weren't taught it. You know, it's messed up because some people that are used to being victimized, like you heard Capricorn Clark talking about how her mom was an addict and all these different things. So she's growing up desensitized to this type of stuff. So she doesn't even see it as a problem. And so these are the things that we need to be discussing. Like these people who were fine going along with this, it is because this is normal to them. It was the hurt, was the betrayal that he didn't want them around anymore. He didn't want them anymore. He didn't need them anymore, so he kicked them to the curb. But they stayed because they thought that that's what they deserved. They thought that that was normal. They thought that that was acceptable for them. They thought that that is what should happen to them, because likely because of what happened to them as children growing up. So there's a lot of people out here who are victimizing others because now, oh, I have a little bit of power over you. I have some authority over you, so now I'm going to be a jerk. There's a lot of people like that. There's a lot of bullies in power. Let's just keep it real. Let's just keep it real. There's a lot of bullies in power. And chances are, if someone is a part of an industry that has a lot of like fickle, weird stuff anyway, the chances that the people that have been in those positions for an extended period of time, maybe they're, you know, I'm not saying that they are, you know what? I'm not saying that they are, but I'm just saying, like, you know, chances are perhaps they're not all the way great. You know, and that's, you know, I'm just joking. I'm sure that some people are great, you know, whatever. The point is, though, that there are some people who are just cowards, and they finally have the opportunity to bully someone else. They finally have the opportunity to have power over someone, and instead of wielding it for good, they decide to be a total jerk. And it seems like that's who Diddy is. And then they take advantage because they spot people like Capricorn. They spot people like the dude with the eyes and the dreadlocks. Like, they spot people like that. And then they, like, those people, sometimes it's like you can just give them compliments. You can just say how great you are. Give them little pats on the heads and nuggets and treats, and then hit them upside the head, because you get them in a cycle of nonsense because that's what they're used to. And he was smart enough, and Jaguar can say Jay-Z is smarter than Diddy all she wants. Diddy is a mastermind. You can be upset about that. You can feel some type of way, but you got to have a baseline level understanding that for him to be able to pull and behave in this way and get in these people's minds to the point where even at the end of the video, that lady Kalina was still saying how she loved this man after he didn't even give her $5,000 to help her get her child after they were in a band together. The fact that she even needed $5,000, like the fact that she even had to ask, and then he has the nerve to ask her to put out a statement, and then she did it. Like, that is a traumatized mind. That's the only way I can put it. That, what else has she gone through? Like, these are the things that are keeping our community in shackles, because there are so many people living horrible traumatic experiences that they begin to feel like that is the way to be, and that is okay, but it's not. It's not okay. This behavior is not okay. Sheesh.
Exactly how abusive, manipulative, controlling, and straight up demonic this man could be. Sean Demon Combs. You are part of the problem. Y'all can never tell me again, oh, women need to pick better, choose better. Do you think we fall in love with rapists and abusers? Do you think that they pull up on the first date and say, I'm probably going to drag you down the flight of stairs? Diddy is a skilled narcissist, okay? Yeah. He picked fights, he caused problems, and then he sat back and tried to pretend like everything was hunky-dory. Classic narcissist. This documentary, miniseries, whatever we are calling it, it showed how culturally flawed we are, okay? Have been for years, probably always will be. I hope it changes, but it might not.
Right.
Because too many people stay silent when they see things like this happening.
Exactly.
For a check, for notoriety.
Exactly.
Look at y'all president. Y'all already know how I feel. Diddy got to go and go to hell. Don't even let him out, okay?
Nah, sis had it right. Sis had it right. At the end of the day, like, that is why it's important. That's why I decided to work with children from my own business perspective, honestly. And though, that is why it's important that you yourself, you watching this, you remember to boss up. Because somebody, like, sometimes it's life or unalife. It's like that serious. Like that man. I'm gonna tell you another story right quick. Hold on 1 second. I gotta turn something off. Okay, so I'm gonna make this quick. So one time I was at the gym, right? And this man, this scruffy man who always wore the same outfit every day to the gym, he would follow me around at the machines. And so this was when I was younger. So my mom, like, I was not at the point yet where I just felt comfortable out crazying somebody immediately. Like, I had to get my mom's permission for me to be like, okay, yeah, it's time to show you what's up. And I'm nonviolent, so hear what I'm saying. Like, it's a mental thing. So I told the people that work there, I'm like, dude, like, this guy's following me around, like, yada, yada, yada. They didn't do anything. So this one day, I'm on the elliptical, right? Minding my business by myself. This fool comes and stands right next to me. Now, the one thing about, two things for sure, he might have been sent, but somebody was already called, because I happened to be on the phone with my mom that day while I was at the gym. She just so happened to know her baby was going to need her before I actually did. Somehow, the universe knew what it was doing. So that you hear what I'm saying? Somebody might have sent him. Okay, hear the testimony. Okay, somebody might have sent him or something, but I was already protected. You feel me? Because I just so happened to be on the phone. And so, like I said, I was younger. So I'm talking to my mom and I'm saying, oh my gosh, this guy, because I already told her about him. He's next to me right now. Because me and my mama, we recognize, you have to also recognize patterns. This behavior was an escalation. Because now he feels comfortable enough. The coward in him has emboldened himself enough because now he thinks I'm afraid of him. But he didn't know I'm trying not to be crazy, because you don't want to be crazy all the time. But now, if I learned, if I have to try not to be crazy, then I'm going to be crazy, because you brought it out and you deserve it. And if it's going to be me or you, whatever. So then the guy, so he's like right next to me. Mind you, there are nothing but empty ellipticals everywhere else. So at this point, it becomes a danger to my safety. This man. And so I'm on the phone with my mom, and she's like, girl, out crazy that mofo right now. Out crazy him. Like, do you remember who you are? Remember, he's in that gym with you. You are not in that gym with him. He's in the gym with you. So I'm like, oh yeah, you're right. So I hang up the phone, and I'm like, oh yeah, now it's on. My mama, what's up? So I start saying, like, I'm like, because now at this point, like, we're off the phone, because I'm like, okay, let me handle this right quick, and I'll call you back. So she's like, cool. So I start, like, saying, yeah, he's right next to me. He has on, like, because I remember he had this, like, ugly red shirt, and it was just nasty and stained from sweat. And then he had these, like, black shorts on, and he was chubby black man with this scruffy beard and a black hat. So I'm describing this under my breath and looking at him. So then I get off the machine, right? And there's a pillar, because remember, this is a mind thing too. As much as this is I'm crazy, this is not only, this is like, oh, this man was going to try to attack me. Like, this is the point. So I had to out crazy him. So this is serious stuff. So I knew that he was going to try to follow me, right? So I'm at this other side of the pillar like this. So this fool, because I knew it, he comes around the pillar. I'm on the side like this. What? And I'm like bucking at him, because at this point, I got to be crazy. Like, you brought it out of me. If it's in my life in danger, you got to know what's up. Period. Because I got stuff to do. I have a reason to be alive. You can't. This is not the way I go, okay? No. I got too much to do. Period. So then I'm like, what? And he's like taking it back. So I'm like, yeah, what? And then he like turns and goes the other way. But if I would have stopped, it wouldn't have been enough of a lesson. He had to really understand, don't mess with me. So after that, I start following him around. Suddenly he got to use like 7 different machines in 30 seconds. Suddenly he can't just, he got to do like 1, 2 and move, and I'm following him around. Then the icing on the cake, right? I take my phone out in his face and I zoom in, make sure he can see me seeing him, right? I zoom in and I do like this. I looked at him again, I do like this, and then I click send so he could see, like, Just in case. Because you got to remember, this is a man too. So just in case my out crazying craziness wasn't crazy enough, somebody knew, and I actually did send it. Somebody knew where I was and who it was, period. And then you know what happened? You know what happened after that? If, emphasis on if I saw him at the gym again after that, he would run in the other direction. But before that, he was following me around. Because like I said, that was when I used to try not to be crazy, because I was still, trying to be, polite, and I don't want to cause a scene, So I was being uncomfortable, but unacceptable. Unacceptable. So even like when you're afraid or when you're nervous, I wasn't scared of him though, but I was so seething, trying like, I don't want to be crazy right now. Because sometimes you just want to chill. You, as a woman, I can only speak for myself. I don't know like what men experience, but like as a woman, sometimes you just want to go out. Sometimes you just want to go to the gym and not be accosted by a weirdo. Sometimes you want to do that. Sometimes you want to be able to just be like, maybe he'll go away on his own if he realizes I'm not interested. But you know what? He doesn't. So then you have to say, fine, you want my attention so bad. If you want my attention, you got it. It might not be the attention you thought you was going to get because you're a coward and you thought I was afraid of you. But I've dealt with bigger fish than that fool, period, at a younger age. Let's keep it real. Weirdos have been trying to get with me since elementary school. Man, I remember this one time. Now I'm telling stories, child. This one time in middle school, me and my friend were walking back to her house. I don't know why I did this. To this day, like, I would never suggest anybody do this particular thing. So we were walking, but something just came over me. I couldn't help it. This Spanish man goes in the park. He was in the parking lot. We're walking. He gonna blow a kiss. I saw my head. I was like, my head like cocked to the side a little bit like that. And I was like, he said, yeah, girl, when he did like this, I don't know what happened. I went boom, and I took off running right towards him. I don't know what the heck he was expecting, but he went like, and then he ran, and I chased that mofo around the parking lot as a 7th grader. Okay, I chased that grown man around the parking lot, and then once I got tired, I stopped chasing him. I nodded and I walked back, and my friend was just standing on the street like, and then she was like, what the heck just happened? I was like, because I was insulted. I'm like, he sees we're young. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? So my mom has raised, like, she instilled in me from jump, out crazy people. So I have been out crazying people since the beginning of time, since I was a child. Like, let's be real, okay? So that is what these people need. People need this energy. You know what I'm saying? This energy. You feel me? Like, energy is so many things. Because that word, right? Now I'm in the flow, okay? If this ain't your vibe, then you should already been gone. You should go. But anyway, let's get into the flow of this real quick, because I'm feeling this. Energy, right? Like, it could be broken down into so many things. As an INNERG, like energy, like inner gangster, inner genius, inner, whatever. Not literally gangster, but you feel me? You know what's up. If you still here, you know what's up when I say inner gangster. Not on some like pew pew stuff, but you feel me? So energy, or inner, INNER chi, CHI, inner chi, or energy, I said ENERGY. So literally all of that, you feeling that, right? So y'all need that, all of that wrapped inside of you, and know that like you're worthy, you're valuable. So how dare this person try to come do some crazy stuff? Who are you? And then that's the thing, like, that has actively saved my life on some real stuff. That mindset and stuff has literally saved my life more times than I can count. more times than I can count. Okay? Those were literally stories that happened to me. So what I'm saying is these cowards, these bullies, they know who to bully. They know who to go to. But they don't have to go after you. Like my mama said, out crazy that mofo. All right, now, y'all got to go. Okay, like this video, comment, share, and subscribe. Let me know what you thought about it. See you later. Bye.